thank you all for being here. It is great to see all of you. This is my 4th year now in the Pac-12, and so this is starting to feel comfortable. And I feel, this is the 3rd program I've taken over, and it always kind of, I told our team this the other day at our team retreat, that it kind of takes 3 full seasons getting into your 4th to where you really feel like the culture is sticking. And that's kind of where I feel like our program's at. We've got great returners. We returned 3 starters from last year. Have some really talented newcomers. And so, it's just, we're still, pushing the boulder up a hill, and this league is unbelievable in terms of just the talent, the coaching, year after year. And so we're still climbing, but I'm really excited about where we're at and really looking forward to the year.
Okay, great. So I also want to introduce Jordy Lindley, who's right over here. We'll open it up for questions. Please wait for a microphone, and if you can, identify yourself and your affiliation.
Hi, Michelle Smith, Pac-12.com.
Lynne, can you talk about what that culture is at this point? How would you define
Your program culture?
That's a good question. My philosophy is I'm incredibly competitive, but I also really enjoy life and having fun. So I want our players to be as competitive as possible, and if we're walking to the water fountain, I'm going to beat you there kind of mentality. But I also want them to have fun. I think if you look back on your life, you can do some amazing things. Career, have a family, both, either. But you should look back at playing college basketball, especially at this level in the Pac-12, as one of the highlights of your life. And so I try to kind of create our culture around those 2 things. Let's be as competitive and tough as possible. Every time we line up with somebody, I don't care if they're supposed to beat us or we're supposed to beat them. I want us to have a competitive edge to how we play, how we carry ourselves, how we practice. But at the end of the day, I want to enjoy the people I'm around. I want to enjoy life. And so we try to have as much fun as possible along the way.
Coach Kevin Dan at Pac-12.com. You've done a lot of good things since taking over the program. Utah overall has been very competitive since joining the Pac-12. It's kind of the one thing that hasn't been accomplished is going to the NCAA tournament. You guys have been knocking on the door a few years. How much do you guys talk about that, and how close do you feel like you are to taking that next step? Because you're right around 500, seems like, most years in conference play.
Yeah, it is something we talk about. It's not something we hammer on. I don't really want to be just a transactional coach, like did we win, did we not, did we make it, did we not. I think, in sports, so much of what we talk about, especially in media and that kind of thing, is what we haven't done yet. And that you can get trapped in that, and you can get lost in that as a coach. You feel that pressure as a player, you feel that. But I think we need to really focus on what we have done. To your point, I think we've made the postseason in my 3 years here, and it's a process, and you have to kind of take a step back and look at what we have done versus what we haven't. However, I say that with the utmost sincerity that I want to make the NCAA tournament. I want to make it. Let's not be shy about saying that, but I don't want that to be our focus. And did we make it? Yes, great year. Did we make it? No, bad year. I think it's a process, and we're doing it. I can sense that our program is definitely heading in the right direction, and we're, and like last year, we lost 5 really, really, really close Pac-12 games. Couple in overtime. We lost on a buzzer beater at USC in the last weekend of the season. We lost in overtime at UCLA the last weekend. We win one of those, 2 of those, we're in the NCAA tournament. There's a couple other games, but the reality is we didn't win them. We got to win those. We got to win 2 or 3 of those, and that's on us. And it's not woe is us. It's we got to get it done. And so I want to make sure that we keep our perspective on it's not just outcome based, but at the end. But yeah, I want to make the tournament badly.
Hey, Lynn.
Hey,
Joan
Joan.
Bonvicini from Pac-12 Networks. This is for your players. So Megan and Daneesha, really like your games a lot. Obviously, you're going to miss Emily Potter in the middle. How are you guys adjusting, and what's going to be different because you're seniors?
Yeah.
So tell me how your games developed and what's going to change this year with both of you.
Emily Potter and Tay Beauclair last year was a really big help for us for the last 3 years. So I feel like this year, going to senior year, we have to be more of leaders on this team and just sticking together. We have a young team. They're super experienced. They came this summer. We got to like work a lot on our game, and honestly, just trusting the process and just focus on the game that's about to happen, not focusing on the long term right now. But for the most part, like just being leaders for the team, being competitive, and just going into every game with a fight.
I agree with that, and also I think our program is like beginning to develop a lot and have a lot of players coming in that really work hard and like get the extra work in, and I think that's a big thing with like experience and developing players. And for us, like Daneesha was saying, I think the leadership role, like, I mean, there's 3 starters and 2 leading scorers that are coming back, so like, yeah, we're gonna miss people from last year, but I think we have, like, we're still climbing, and like it's not like gonna hurt us that much.
Hey, Lynn, just a follow-up. What's the one thing, like when I'm coaching or watching a team, there's something that each team is known for. What's the one thing you want Utah to be known for?
This season?
Yes.
Boy, Joan, I don't know yet. We're only a few practices in. I hope.
What do you want them to be known for?
Oh, that's a great question. Again, I think I would fall back on what I want our program to be known for. I want us to be really, really, really hard to beat. And I think that's kind of what Utah athletics has been, is, you know, you may beat them, but it's going to take your very best. And I want that to be kind of what we're known for. So that's going to fall back on us just being really competitive, tough-minded, all that kind of stuff. I think we're going to need to shoot the ball well from the outside. I don't necessarily want to hang our hat on that or that to be known for, but I think if we talk about what it's going to take for us to be successful, you know, you mentioned losing Potter, losing some legitimate size in that. So we're going to be able to do, but we're also going to be able to do some things differently because we don't have maybe that traditional center. So I think we're going to need to spread the floor, need to knock down shots.
I don't need the mic. Megan, what did you do to improve your game this summer? What was critical when you hit the break to go, all right, I want to get better at X, what is X, and why?
For myself personally, I knew I needed to get better at like the little things, like sleeping more, eating right, making sure I'm in the gym and recovering, like, because my redshirt year and last year I tried to get in the gym a lot more and like do all the X's and O's, like working out and stuff, but I wasn't really focusing on the little things outside of basketball. And so I think that's a big thing for me this year. And then also like stepping my game up like leadership wise and really pushing myself to be a leader. And yeah, still getting in the gym and working out as much as I can.
Okay, just to follow up. Cindy Brunson, Pac-12 Networks. Daneesha, for you, what do you want to be when you grow up? And how is Utah basketball helping you do that?
Like, as in like a career, what I want to be? I want to be a child life specialist, just working in Children's Hospital with sick kids, and a lot of my summer classes is doing like internship, working like in the hospital, daycare, like just being able to observe and talk with families and help them with coping skills, depending on if their child have a disease. Basketball is helping me in the sense that we have a lot of fans, connecting with little kids. We have a Ute line before games, like. And the good thing that I like about Utah is after games, we get to communicate and talk to our fans after, get to know them a little bit more after either a tough game or a good like win or whatever. But just being around kids as much as possible. I mean, I love being around kids and working with them, but I really want to be a child life specialist after I play pro for like a few years.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, Ann.
You don't need a mic either.
That we know.
Very funny. Okay, so Coach, help us understand, and you guys can chime in too. How about the young pups coming in? We talk about what you lose, but what you have coming back, not only in some veterans, but some of the young pups that can help you right away, need to help you right away. Who might that be? What do they look like?
Yeah, I think we have a really good group of new guys coming in, but they are new. And you know, looking at this season, I do think we have a nice balance of solid seniors, upperclassmen, but some young ones that are going to need to play. And it depends on the day. You know, some days they look like, oh, wow, you know, they're going to be ready by November. And some days it's like, okay, this is January. We're going to hit our stride. So, and if they were sitting here, I'd say the same thing. But, you know, they're talented. A lot of them, we have a lot of international kids. We have some two new Canadian freshmen that are in the Canadian national system. We have 5 Canadians on our team. It's kind of the takeover. Kind of have to watch our back. But it's kind of nice. So they come with a lot of international game experience. Those Naya Becker, Andrea Torres, they're going to play. We need those guys. We've hit some adversity a little bit with our team. We've had a couple injuries already, and then one of our freshmen didn't, you know, international students, sometimes there's just a few more hurdles to jump, and so one didn't get in. We're going to try to get her in December, just in terms of all the stuff that you got to do as an international kid. And that's Lola Pendande, so she's either going to come in December, Lord willing, or she'll come in the summer and be a freshman next year. So we've hit a little bit of adversity there, and so some of the kids that I thought would be here this fall, or be, you know, we've had an injury, you know, we had a knee injury, and so it's just, you know, it's one of those things. That's coaching, that's sports, it's part of it. I'd rather know now than in January, so we're adapting, adjusting, and but to your point, some of these freshmen that I thought we have some depth to, you know, give them time. The time is now. So yeah, let's go, ladies, let's go. So I'm excited to, you know, the fun part about coaching freshmen is that everything's new and they want to get, you know, they're eager, and, you know, we don't need to go into the downsides, but so I'm looking forward to it. I think they're going to help us, and we're going to need them.
Lynn, how, without Emily Potter, a great shot blocker, you guys, and I'm not saying you don't have good shot blockers this year, but you maybe don't have that average per game.
Sure.
So how else can you guys be as dangerous on the defensive end with what you guys have coming in without that shot blocker on the inside?
Well, that's a great question. We don't. Emily was all-time leading shot blocker in school history, Pac-12. I don't know where she fell, but, you know, she's up there. And for every shot she didn't block, she altered one, which is even a better stat in my opinion. And so yes, we will miss that. But I do think we have across the board 1 through 5 more length. So we've got, you know, instead of a 6'6" and then 6'2", you know, we've got 6'3", 6'2", 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", that kind of thing. And so you can do some different things defensively. We may not be blocking shots into the 4th row. I think we've got to be a little bit better defensively rebounding. You know, finish the play. A lot of times we just relied on Potter, like, oh, she'll get it. Great defense, she'll get it. And she did. She did. So I think collectively we're just going to have to be a little bit more, you know, everybody take a part in the rebounding aspect. Because if we don't rebound well, we're going to be terrible defensively. So that's a big thing that we talk about a lot. But I do think we have more length, maybe not the one great shot blocker.
Carol Coward, hoopbeat.com. With the conference tournament moving to Las Vegas, obviously that's much closer to your program. How excited are you about that, to maybe get more fans coming to see you and support you, especially in the early rounds?
Yeah. It's like a 5-hour drive from Salt Lake City, so we're looking forward to that. You know, Seattle was great. It's the only Pac-12 tournament experience that I know. And I think the partnerships we had in Seattle, they were fantastic. The attendance was great. The fan buy-in was great. So it'll be interesting to see how Las Vegas kind of embraces our tournament. I'm hopeful that they do. But I think for our fans, you know, and the fact that our men's tournament is shortly thereafter, and I know a lot of Utah fans make that trek down or have in the past for the men's, and so we're going to really push that so that they can come for our tournament as well. But we're looking forward to it. Who doesn't enjoy Vegas in the winter, right?
I think that's all the questions we have. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you all. Appreciate it. Oh, Cindy.
Oh, thank you, Lynn. Appreciate it.
Sorry, Natalia.
I saw on social media you tweeted and was on Instagram about your retreat. What was your biggest takeaway from the Utah retreat?
Yeah, that's something we do every year. I've done it ever since I was a head coach, and it's been a fun tradition. This is just a really good group, and I think, like I said, you know, it's our 4th year here, And so, you know, just the cycle of recruiting, and I was blessed to inherit some really good kids when I took over the program, but it just is a little bit different when you've been in everyone's living room and you've recruited everybody, and so it's just a good group, and the buy-in is really, really strong. And you know, like I said, it takes time. It's a process, and it's kind of fun to see the payoff on that.
And finally, with the Canadian influence
Yes.
that you mentioned, have you tried poutine, and what did you think?
I have. So for those of you that don't know, poutine is French fries with gravy and cheese curds, right?
Yeah.
I don't care for it. There, I've said it. I know. I'm sorry. And to any Canadian recruit out there, I still love you. We're still recruiting you, but I don't really love poutine.